It was supposed to be just another day behind palace walls. Meetings, briefings, royal duties as usual. But everything changed when Prince William was handed a letter. A letter believed to be from his late mother, Princess Diana. No one saw it coming. No one was prepared for what would follow. The letter, long thought lost to history, resurfaced under the most mysterious circumstances. A sealed envelope, tucked away in a forgotten corner of royal archives, or perhaps hidden deliberately, only now emerging when the world least expected it. As Prince William opened the letter and began to read, witnesses say the transformation was immediate. His composed royal demeanor gave way to raw emotion. His eyes welled with tears, his hands trembled. The future king was no longer a public figure in that moment. He was simply a son, reconnecting with a mother taken too soon. The royal family was swift to respond, offering privacy and support as William processed what can only be described as a flood of memories and feelings. Behind the grandeur of palace walls, grief resurfaced, a grief that never truly left. But what exactly did Diana write in those final words? And how did this letter survive decades in silence? Let's turn to the heart of the mystery, the unveiling of Diana's final message. Unveiling Diana's final words. The contents of the letter were nothing short of heartbreaking. Diana's words to her sons, full of love, guidance, and quiet concern, felt frozen in time, as if she had written them yesterday. She spoke of her pride, reminding William and Harry that no matter where life would take them, they were to stay grounded, compassionate, and true to themselves. She offered advice not just for the present, but for the future she feared she wouldn't see. And chillingly, she hinted at feeling uncertain about the days ahead, mentioning individuals and events that, in hindsight, now carry a haunting weight. Always remember, you were born to bring light, not to be trapped by shadows, Diana wrote. Words that struck deep, especially knowing the pressures her sons would face within the royal institution. The emotional gravity of her message left those who read it in tears. It wasn't just a farewell, it was a mother's last embrace through ink and paper. But how did such a deeply personal letter vanish for so long? The answer lies in the incredible journey this letter took before finding its way back to Prince William. The letter's journey. Written just weeks, or perhaps days, before that tragic night in Paris, Diana's letter was meant to be kept safe. Yet, after her sudden passing, it disappeared. Some say it was misplaced in the chaos. Others whisper that it was hidden deliberately to protect its sensitive contents. For years, rumors swirled about lost writings from Diana, but nothing concrete ever appeared, until now. The letter was recently discovered among personal belongings during a quiet review of royal archives. A simple envelope, aged but intact, bearing Diana's unmistakable handwriting. Experts were quickly called in to confirm what many feared to hope. It was real. The authenticity was undeniable. And with that confirmation, the weight of history settled in. But if the letter's journey back to William was extraordinary, the emotional impact it had on him was even more profound. Let's now explore the prince's reaction, a moment of raw vulnerability rarely seen from a future king. William's emotional turmoil. As Prince William read his mother's words, decades of carefully managed grief came crashing down. Witnesses describe him as visibly shaken, tears streaming down his face, as he clutched the letter to his chest. For William, this wasn't just paper and ink. It was a direct line to the mother he lost at just 15 years old. Memories of Diana's laughter, her warmth, and her tragic final days flooded back. Sources close to the palace reveal that William spent hours alone after reading the letter, reflecting on the weight of her words. Feelings of regret resurfaced, the milestones she never witnessed, the guidance she couldn't give in person. It reopened a wound that never truly healed, said one royal insider. This emotional moment also forced William to confront how Diana's absence has shaped his life, his fatherhood, and his role within a monarchy still evolving in her shadow. Yet, amid the sorrow, there was a reminder of strength, a call to continue the legacy Diana left behind. So, what exactly is that legacy? And how has it shaped both William and the royal family? Let's take a closer look at Diana's lasting influence. Diana's legacy and influence. Princess Diana wasn't just a royal. She was a force of compassion, a woman who redefined what it meant to be part of the monarchy. Her influence didn't fade with her passing. It lives on in her sons, in the causes they champion, and in the hearts of millions. From her dedication to humanitarian work to her fearless breaking of royal norms, Diana inspired William and Harry to lead with empathy rather than entitlement. Whether it's William's commitment to mental health awareness or Harry's advocacy for veterans, Diana's values are woven into every step they take. The public still remembers her as the People's Princess, a title earned not through status, but through sincerity. Inside palace walls, her memory continues to shape a more modern, compassionate monarchy, one that dares to show vulnerability, just as William did upon reading her final words. But this deeply personal moment didn't stay private for long. The world soon found out, and the public's reaction was nothing short of overwhelming. Next, we explore how millions responded to the revelation of Diana's lost letter, and why her story still touches so many hearts today. Public reaction to the revelation. The moment news broke that Prince William had received a lost letter from Princess Diana, the world seemed to pause. Social media lit up. Headlines flashed across every major outlet. But beyond the media frenzy, something deeper stirred. A collective wave of emotion. People from all corners of the globe, whether royal watchers or casual observers, shared messages of sympathy and reflection. "We all lost Diana, but William lost his mother," one commenter wrote, a sentiment echoed thousands of times over. Flowers appeared outside Kensington Palace overnight. Candlelight vigils were organized in cities from London to Sydney. Hashtags like #Diana'sLetter and #for William trended for days as millions expressed their support. Many called for the letter to be made public, not out of curiosity, but as a way to honor Diana's voice. Others argued it should remain a private message between a mother and her son. Yet, everyone agreed on one thing. This letter reminded the world of Diana's enduring presence. Documentaries were rushed into production. Talk shows revisited Diana's legacy. Even younger generations who hadn't been alive during her lifetime found themselves captivated by her story. But as the world reacted, attention quickly shifted to one burning question. What exactly did Diana write? And what secrets or wisdom were hidden within her final words? So, let's now take a closer look at the contents of that letter. The passages that brought a prince to tears and reignited a nation's love for its lost princess. The letter's contents. A closer look. While much of the letter remains private, A few key passages have reportedly been shared with close confidants, and they paint a picture of Diana at her most vulnerable, yet strongest. In one line, she wrote, "The world may expect you to wear a crown, but never let it weigh down your heart." A simple sentence, yet filled with meaning, encouraging her sons to remain human beneath the heavy expectations of royalty. She spoke of her fears, not for herself, but for the pressures her boys would face growing up in the royal spotlight. She mentioned individuals she trusted, and others she subtly warned them about. Proof that Diana's protective instincts were as sharp as ever. Perhaps the most moving part was her closing words. "Wherever life takes you, know that my love walks beside you." It wasn't just a farewell. It was a promise, a mother's eternal presence, captured in ink. These words didn't just stir emotions, they offered guidance, even decades later. It became clear that Diana wasn't only writing for the moment. She was writing for the future she knew she wouldn't see. But how did this deeply personal letter impact the bond between William and Harry, especially given their recent tensions? Let's explore how Diana's words might bring two brothers back together, or push them further apart. Impact on William and Harry's relationship. For years, the world has watched as Prince William and Prince Harry's once unbreakable bond appeared to fray. Distance, duty, and very public disagreements created a rift that saddened many who remembered Diana's wish for her sons to always stay close. But now, with the discovery of this letter, there's hope and questions. Sources say that after receiving the letter, William reached out to Harry. While details of their conversation remain private, many believe Diana's words acted as a bridge, a reminder of shared love, shared loss, and a mother's hope for unity. After all, Diana wrote to both her sons. Even if the letter was found by William, its message belonged to them both. Some insiders suggest this could be a turning point, a chance for reconciliation, driven not by public pressure, but by their mother's voice echoing from the past. However, emotions are complicated and wounds don't heal overnight. Will this letter mend their relationship, or will differing interpretations of Diana's words stir up new tensions? As the world speculates, the brothers now face the challenge of balancing personal grief with royal expectations. And that's a struggle the monarchy knows all too well. Next, we look at how royal protocol collides with personal pain, and how William is navigating life under the world's watchful eye. Royal protocol and personal grief. Being a prince comes with duties, traditions, and a constant spotlight. But what happens when personal heartbreak strikes? For Prince William, grieving his mother, again, while upholding royal protocol, is a delicate balancing act. In public, he's expected to remain composed. Behind closed doors, he's a son reliving a loss that shaped his entire life. The British monarchy has long been known for its stiff upper lip approach, keeping emotions private, appearances polished. Yet, Diana herself challenged that culture, showing vulnerability in a way no royal had before. Now, William finds himself walking that same tightrope, honoring his role while staying true to the emotional legacy his mother left behind. There's historical precedent for this struggle, from Queen Elizabeth mourning her father while becoming monarch, to Prince Charles's quiet grief after Diana's passing. The royal family has always carried personal pain behind regal facades, but William's situation feels different. The letter has humanized him in the public eye more than ever. People aren't just seeing a future king, they're seeing a son in mourning. And while protocol demands dignity, Diana's influence encourages honesty and heart. But as William navigates this storm, another force is shaping the narrative: the global media. Let's now turn to the role the press is playing in this emotional chapter. And whether they're offering respect or reopening old wounds. Media's role in the narrative. The media's role in shaping Princess Diana's legacy has always been a double-edged sword. On one hand, it amplified her voice, spreading her messages of compassion, charity, and change across the globe. On the other, it intruded into her private life, often crossing boundaries that no person, royal or not, should endure. Now, with the emergence of this deeply personal letter, the media once again holds a powerful influence over how Diana's story is told. When news broke about the letter, the world's attention snapped back to the monarchy. Within hours, headlines like "Diana's final words revealed" and "The letter that made William weep" dominated every platform, from traditional newspapers to viral social media posts. But this wasn't just sensationalism for clicks. For many, it was about reconnecting with a woman who had become a symbol of vulnerability, strength, and grace under pressure. Some media outlets took a more respectful tone, emphasizing the emotional weight of the discovery rather than exploiting it. Documentaries were quickly commissioned not just to reveal the letter's contents, but to explore Diana's lasting impact on modern royalty. Journalists debated ethics live on air, asking, how much is too much? Should every word of such a private letter be shared with the public? Meanwhile, royal commentators highlighted the irony, how the media, which once hounded Diana relentlessly, now sought to protect her memory. This reflective stance showed how even the press has evolved in its treatment of the royal family, learning from the tragic consequences of past excesses. Still, the public's fascination with Diana hasn't faded. People crave these glimpses into her heart, not out of voyeurism, but because Diana represented something rare, a royal who felt relatable. The letter served as a bridge between the past and present, offering comfort, nostalgia, and a renewed connection to her story. As coverage continues, one thing is clear. The media may carry Diana's voice forward, but it must do so with care. This isn't just another royal scoop. It's a mother's final gift to her sons and to the world. Now, as cameras turn towards William and Harry, the focus shifts from what was written to how those wishes are being lived out today. Are Diana's hopes being fulfilled? Let's dive into how her legacy continues through her sons' actions and choices. Diana's final wishes and their fulfillment. Princess Diana's final wishes weren't just personal. They were revolutionary. She dared to imagine a monarchy that wasn't distant or bound by outdated formalities, but one that truly served the people with compassion and sincerity. In her interviews and charity work, Diana often hinted that she didn't want her sons to be locked in a golden cage. She wanted them to walk among the people, to understand real struggles, and to lead with empathy, not just protocol. Her letter, now revealed, feels like the culmination of those hopes. When Diana wrote, "Live with hearts open, not just to duty but to kindness," she was passing down more than advice. She was entrusting her sons with a mission to humanize the crown. In many ways, Prince William has become the embodiment of that dream. Whether it's kneeling to speak with children, opening up about his own struggles with grief, or championing causes like homelessness and mental health, William has shown a softer, more relatable side of royalty. Something Diana always believed was possible. His approach as a future king seems shaped by her desire for authenticity over appearance. Prince Harry, though his path led him away from royal duties, has also carried his mother's torch. His work with veterans, his candid discussions about emotional well-being, and his efforts to protect his family from the harsh glare of the media all echo Diana's fierce protection and advocacy for those without a voice. Yet, Despite these efforts, critics argue that the monarchy still wrestles with its identity. Tradition remains strong, and some believe Diana's vision of a truly modern, compassionate royal family is still a work in progress. However, the release of this letter has reignited hope. It's reminded the world, and perhaps even the royal family, that Diana's influence didn't end in 1997. Her words continue to guide, challenge, and inspire. As debates swirl over whether her wishes have been fulfilled, one truth stands firm: Diana planted seeds of change. And through her sons, and now through this heartfelt letter, those seeds continue to grow. But how will history view these deeply personal words? Are they destined to be locked away, or will they take their place among the most important documents in royal history? That's exactly what we'll uncover next. The letter's place in royal history. Royal history is filled with letters, correspondence between monarchs, secret notes that shaped nations, and personal writings that revealed the human side of royalty. But few letters carry the emotional weight of Diana's final words to her sons. Historians are already calling it one of the most poignant documents in modern royal history. Not because it changed laws or political alliances, but because it captured a mother's love frozen in time. There's talk of preserving the letter in the royal archives, alongside other significant pieces of personal history. Some suggest it could one day be displayed in a special exhibition dedicated to Diana's life and legacy, allowing the public a glimpse into her final message. But this idea has sparked debate. Should something so personal become part of public record? Or should it remain a private treasure for William and Harry alone? Regardless of where it ends up, the letter has already cemented its place as a symbol, not just of Diana's enduring influence, but of the emotional ties that run beneath royal duty. And while historians debate its fate, the public feels its impact in a far more personal way. Because Diana's story isn't just royal history, it's a reflection of shared human experience. Let's now explore how this letter resonates far beyond palace walls, touching the hearts of people everywhere. Emotional resonance with the public. Why does a simple letter between a mother and her sons captivate millions? It's because grief, love, and remembrance are emotions that know no boundaries. No crown, no palace walls, no royal titles can separate us from those feelings. Princess Diana's final words weren't just a message to William and Harry. They became a message to the world, a reminder of how fragile life truly is and how powerful a mother's love remains even after death. As news of the letter spread, something remarkable happened. People from every corner of the globe, regardless of background, nationality, or social status, felt connected to this deeply personal moment. Parents found themselves wondering, "Have I said enough to my children?" Others reflected on loved ones they'd lost, wishing they could hear just one more word, one more piece of advice, or simply a reminder that they were loved. Suddenly, Buckingham Palace wasn't a distant symbol of monarchy. It became a place where human emotion was laid bare. Prince William, often seen as the stoic heir to the throne, was no longer just a royal figure. In this moment, he was every son who has ever missed his mother. His tears were not just royal grief. They were a reflection of the universal pain of loss. Social media transformed into a digital memorial. Hashtags honoring Diana trended worldwide, but so did personal stories. People shared letters, voicemails, photographs, fragments of their own memories, sparked by Diana's heartfelt words. The world wasn't just mourning Diana again, it was healing together, united by shared experiences of love and loss. And yet, amidst the comfort this letter brought, curiosity began to grow. If this message had been hidden for so long, what else could be out there? Were there more letters tucked away in royal archives or private collections? Did Diana leave behind other words meant to guide, protect, or reveal truths yet unknown? The emotional resonance of this discovery didn't just reopen the past, it opened the door to a wave of speculation. And that leads us directly to the next question on everyone's mind. Could there be more secrets from Diana waiting to be uncovered? Potential future revelations. If one lost letter from Diana could stir the world, what else might still be hidden in royal archives or personal collections? That's the question now fueling speculation across media outlets and royal circles alike. Rumors suggest that Diana may have written other letters, private notes to friends, confidants, or even additional messages to her sons. Some insiders believe there could be recordings, journals, or keepsakes tucked away, protected by those closest to her. The idea of future discoveries has sparked both excitement and concern. Every revelation offers a deeper understanding of Diana, but also risks reopening old controversies or stirring public debate about privacy. The monarchy, already cautious, now faces the challenge of managing these possibilities. How much should be shared? And how will each new discovery shape the royal family's image in a modern world hungry for transparency? One thing is clear: Diana's story isn't over. The world is watching, waiting to see if more pieces of her legacy will come to light. But regardless of what the future holds, one truth remains: Diana's impact is eternal. And that brings us to the heart of it all: how her legacy continues to guide not just her sons, but millions around the world. A legacy that lives on. Princess Diana may have left this world far too soon, but her spirit continues to shine through every act of kindness, every cause championed in her name, and every life touched by her compassion. Her sons, each in their own way, carry that torch. Whether it's William's dedication to mental health and environmental stewardship, or Harry's advocacy for veterans and vulnerable communities, both reflect the lessons their mother left behind. The letter, now revealed, stands as a powerful reminder of Diana's foresight. She knew her influence would stretch beyond her lifetime. She knew that love, once given, never fades. Charities established in her memory continue to thrive. The public still refers to her as the People's Princess, a title no crown could bestow, but one earned through empathy and grace. As personal narratives shape royal history, Diana's story remains one of the most compelling. It's not about royalty. It's about humanity, about a mother's love, a woman's courage, and a legacy built not on power, but on heart. So, as we close this chapter, we're left with one final thought. Diana's voice may have been silenced in life, but through her words, her sons, and the people she inspired, her legacy will forever live on. Stay tuned, because in the story of Princess Diana, the echoes of love never fade.